everybody, I'm Simmons. This is Philosophy for Where We Find Ourselves, May 27th, 2020. Today we have hit a staggeringly unfortunate and tragic milestone. 100,000 lives have been lost in America as a result of the COVID-19 crisis. We could give in to the temptation to think that what makes this so significant is the sheer number of lives. But as Martin Kafka recently reminded us, it's important that we recognize the singularity of every life. As Jacques Derrida says, every other is absolutely other. In other words, every single person is infinitely significant. We are a nation in need of a national practice of mourning. Today, what I want to do is offer just a few reflections as drawn from Viktor Frankl, the author of Man's Search for Meaning, a memoir written about his experiences in the Holocaust. And in this book, what Frankl provides, I think, are 4 suggestions for how we can relate to the practices of mourning. The first lesson that we should learn from Frankl is the danger of apathy. We have to guard against the temptation of apathy in order to remain affected by the continued loss of singular lives. The second lesson we can learn from Frankl is to anchor ourselves and ground ourselves in the importance of love despite the fragility of the human condition. Although risk is necessarily part of love, another part of love is the ability to grieve with, to share in the loss of another, to affirm them in the difficulty of the situation. The third point that I want to draw out and highlight from Viktor Frankl is the importance of what he calls spiritual freedom. And what this means is basically, regardless of what's happening to our body, we can nonetheless still anchor ourselves in what matters. That we can actualize love and be engaged in shared relationships, even when we are unable to do what we would like in other physical ways. We must resist any callous indifference being shown by leadership in the attempt to try to distract us from the important and difficult work of being engaged in the practice of spiritual freedom as actualized in our concern for each other. Finally, the last lesson I think that we need to learn from Viktor Frankl as we engage in these shared practices of mourning is the importance of hope. Now, for Frankl, what hope means is that we are able to remain grounded in and propelled forward by a commitment to something that matters. As he puts it, those who know how close the connection is between the state of mind of a man, his courage and hope, or lack of them, and the state of immunity of his body will understand that the sudden loss of hope and courage can have deadly effect. In other words, let's not lose sight of the importance of human existence, of singular living. Let's recognize that what we do matters, that we are not simply defined by our productive activity contributing to the gross domestic product, but instead, who we are is driven forward by a why that is bigger than and deeper than our simple economic activities. We matter as singular selves. That's why 100,000 singular selves is a staggering loss. Let me suggest that what we need right now is a narrative of human togetherness in light of fragility and brokenness, not simply more beating of our chests and pounding of the drums in the name of some national idea of greatness. Greatness comes when we are willing to be broken for others. I'll see you tomorrow, unless a piano falls on our heads.